Okay, Zoom, participants, invite, copy invitation, go to Facebook, go to your group. You lead intuitive business development for heart-centered entrepreneurs. Okay, if you're going to join me live on Zoom, boom, there it is. Oh, it's too many. Darn it. They always get me. Okay, let's see. Close that. Join me on Zoom. Could. Okay, we're going in Facebook. Facebook. There. All right, that's fine. Now I have to post this in Facebook in our group and say, hey, we're live over there. Oh, can I do that? Why not? Share, embed, copy. I'm live on Zoom and YouTube. And now here. Shoot. Post. All right. So the problem is that, oh, I have to put this in here. I have to do this again. Invite, copy invitation, boom. Close this. Edit post. Paste. Boom. Okay, so, hi, I'm sorry, I'm still getting set up because I have a new system and I need to make sure I let my people know. I've got to make sure I get Rose and Cora is here. Hey, Cora's coming on, but I need Rose. How do I get Rose? Hi, Cora. Rose. Cora, can you hear me? Cora. You're muted. Can you unmute yourself?
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Hi, Cora.
Hi. I've lost everything. Oh, wait. Ah, there we go. Much better.
Oh, there you are. Now we can see you got the light in your face. How's it going?
Good. I'm definitely feeling much better. Starting to heal.
Good. I'm glad that you're feeling better. We missed you on Sunday.
I know. I miss seeing all of you guys too.
Yeah, but I'm glad, and I'm sure you'll be back with us this Sunday. You have time?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Good.
As long as
Excellent.
oh yeah. I don't plan on missing any more of them. But you know how life goes sometimes, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Hi, Rose.
For sure. Hi, Rose. How are you? You made it. I just literally went into, I need to contact Rose mode because I'm like, I got a little note saying that you signed in on the other line, on the other call, right? And so I apologize because I should have made it like really more clear and I should have emailed you guys. But then it just totally escaped me. Like I didn't even think about that small detail, which is so important, of course, like how people are going to get to see you, like how you're going to meet with people. Yeah, that's important.
No worries. I figured it out eventually.
Yeah, it's nice to see you, darling.
Lovely to see you and all of you.
Yes, and we've got Susan here. Hey, Susan.
Susan.
Hello.
How are you?
Brilliantly.
Really? So wait, where are you now? Are you home?
No. Well, there's no home. But I'm still in Bosnia. Things got shifted and there was no buses running from Sarajevo. And so tomorrow I take the train to Mostar, and then Mostar, there is a Flixbus to Split. So I'll be
Okay, but I
I'll
thought
be
that you
one for 3 months.
okay, but you have a 3-month place in Split. Okay, so that'll be home for the moment until you find your until you find your thing, your
Yeah,
home base.
I'll be in Chiovo Island for 3 months.
Where is that? Is that off of Croatia?
It's right north of Split, right? There's Trogir, and then Chiovo is like you walk over a bridge to it. It's not a big faraway island.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. Well, look, I'm glad you made it. I'm sorry you're not there yet, but hey, getting there is half the battle, right?
It is. But I just went to my favorite tea shop because having this extra little day, I got to go back to a tea shop, and I was about to do my meeting from there. This meeting.
Yeah.
Because you guys would love this place.
Oh,
I thought of everybody. I'm like, oh, this is such a heavenly place.
oh. Well, maybe you can take some photos. If you have any photos, you can share them with us. It would be awesome.
I did. I took a photo for you guys to post with my triumph because I was working on that. The triumph over trauma.
Yeah.
Working on that while I was there, and I was like, oh, I'll take a picture for everybody.
Yeah, awesome. Very good. I can't wait to read your story. I'm really liking the triumph over trauma stories. Oh my God, they're really powerful.
Yes.
Like huge, big old stuff that we've done. It's really beautiful. All right. So I want to welcome you all to our first official Heart-Centered Entrepreneurs Wednesday live stream. And today we're going to cut things a little bit short, okay? Because just because I've got an appointment at 9, so we'll hop off of here at just maybe 5 minutes before 9, or in about 45 minutes we're going to just hop off, okay? So we'll get through whatever it is that you all need. We'll do that for sure. But we'll end a little bit quickly. So let's get started. Has anybody had a chance to go to the Airtable and use it? And you guys can just unmute yourselves, or you ladies.
I'm procrastinating.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, and we can maybe address this, but I am involved in way too many things, and I am trying to figure out what to prioritize. And because I'm spread very thin, it's really, really hard to figure out where do I begin. And then I end up doing nothing, which is, and then that perpetuates the feeling like shit cycle.
Right, right, exactly. And it's really hard to get out of that feeling. You know, it's so conditional. I will feel better if I do something, you know? So I totally get that. Anybody else want to throw something in while we're talking here?
I just want to apologize for not getting into the Airtable. I did have every intention of going in there and at least giving you at least one question this week so I could say that I did it. And, you know, like I said, life had other plans for me.
Yeah, that's okay. No problem. Look, I feel like we can just start wherever we are, and whatever we do today is just where we are. So let's maybe begin. I'll let you all tell me if you have a particular challenge, like Rose is talking about priorities, and Cora is just, wait, Cora, is that a fish on top of it all?
That's my turtle tank. Oh, those are the girls, Squirt and Crash. Can you guys see them?
This is
I've got
truly
the sun in my face, so it's hard for
yeah,
me
we can totally
see.
we can see them, and there's the
Yeah, the fish I'm getting back in. It's you guys. Because last week I'm like playing
Wait,
catch up
put
with
the camera back on the fish.
everything.
I want to see the turtles. Wait, hold on a second.
You
Wait,
see them in
is
there?
that a there's one in the back left. Is that a big one on the top? No.
There's Crash.
Wait,
And
Cora, the
hi,
thing is,
lady.
Cora, you're not even slightly you don't have the turtle in the camera at all.
Hold on. I've got the
Don't
sun.
talk to parents where you get the top of their
I've
head.
got the sun directly in my face, so it's hard for me to see. All right, there we go.
Oh, what
There
a
is
beauty.
Rover.
Oh.
They're yellow belly sliders.
Oh.
And there's Crash.
Oh, sweet. Oh,
So
look at him. Those little legs come out, those arms. Like, let go of me, Mom. Put me
Yeah.
down.
Oh, there you go. Is that a good picture?
Oh, that is a good, yes, you can see their bottoms. They're so beautiful.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah, that's really nice. You truly have a menagerie. Very good. Excellent.
Yes, these were actually donated to us from some ladies, and so we got them free. My husband says, "Stop saying you get free animals because they cost me money."
Yeah, right.
I'm like, he's my biggest donor and supporter, and I'm very grateful for him helping me with what he does. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yes, it's very good. Excellent.
Oh yeah, that's this to clean their tank out. I've got a 40-gallon tank, and it literally takes at least 2 hours. I've been working on it since 8 something, so
Ooh,
that's why
okay.
I'm just getting it wrapped up. I'll be done in just like 2 seconds.
No, just do your thing, Cora. It's no problem. So what we'll do right now is get started with just kind of seeing where you are, what you're working on, and what you'd like some help with this week.
I like that idea, Rose, of priorities. I think that's probably a big problem for me as far as, getting my business together is just, those details and then prioritizing what I need to do in those details.
Okay, good. Let's put that
Yes.
on the list for today. Who else? What else? Rose, Susan, do you guys want to add anything?
Trying to think of how to say any of it. I don't know. I'm in a interesting, like really good with so many things. But I'm also thinking about doing a complete 180.
What do you mean?
Like I'm like right when I'm kind of like, okay, I'm really kind of sick of like the men's health and wellness. Amazing stuff comes in and I get this great patient and it's flowing well and it's phenomenal. And I'm like, yes, this is why I do this. And then I'm like, we'll then have something else come up in one of my other realms. And I'm like, yes, this is what I should be doing. So kind of I'm getting a little push and pull and it all can lead to the same divine purpose and it all can work together. It's just interesting. It's very interesting because I always feel like when you're in the right place, everything just falls into place. And right now everything is. I have a lot of good things happening and things are just coming to me, which is great. I just want to make sure that I don't go too far down this and be like, yeah, I should have abandoned this and done the more artistic end. And it's like, but so it's just a little bit like existential crisis.
Right. So it almost sounds to me like like what Cora said, that you might have some issues understanding what your priorities are and what matters most.
And it's almost not like prioritizing. It's almost like not quite to the extent because I can prioritize completely with like what I'm doing in my daily life to pursue this. I'm talking about like, should I even be doing health and wellness with men like at all? So like prioritizing it to me in my head is like, okay, I'm going to work on the book stuff because that's most important. That has a 9-week deadline. I'm going to do this, this, this. Like that all works. It's just, hello. And so it's just kind of more like, should I completely alter ships?
But okay, so this is really interesting to me because for the last couple of months, you know, you've been excited about what you're doing on the surface, and you've been restructuring things I thought to be a more great fit for you.
And I have. I really have. But there's just this little part of me that's just kind of questioning things. But I don't think, go ahead.
Well, my question then is, what is the purpose of the questions?
That I have for myself, you mean? The questioning I'm having? It's to really make sure I'm in complete alignment with my divine purpose, is the purpose of the questioning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Because it sounds like you're being called to something else.
Yeah, I am. And I don't know if it's more of just being a little bit nostalgic for the past, or if it's more than that.
And what would be the thing you need, or what would be the thing that would help you know for certain that you were in the right place, doing the right thing?
Sorry, all I can think about is like Monty Python God coming down going, like, maybe I got struck by lightning or
Listen, damn it.
you guys seen that woman where she's like talking about the numbers, like I see 1111, I see 33, and she's like, look, can you give me more information than you're just like, here? I'm doing 3D shit down here. Give me clear answers.
Right? Yeah. That's well, isn't that though what we do? I mean, isn't that what we're supposed to do? The opportunity is to say, hi, God, I don't understand the language you are speaking. Can you speak in my language, please? Or you can't figure this shit out.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this is kind of what it comes down to, which I think is the reason why I'm asking. Because what I've heard you say is is that you feel called away from something. Okay, that's what I heard you saying. I'm feeling like I'm being moved away from this thing. And then you get this reminder of how good this thing is, right? Or how good it has been for you, or whatever. It awakens something in you. And then you say, oh, then I get this other thing that happens that's really good. And then that stimulates me, right?
Mhm.
So what I'm hearing is that you have multiple things that are stimulating you, but it sounds like there's something that's saying something even different than that might be more fulfilling.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I've always had kind of more like a science side that I love and an art side that I love. And I have combined it many times.
Yeah,
and,
certainly.
and have totally intermeshed it. And even in my type of medicine, because I'm very detective, holistic, and put things together, I have to be very creative and very flexible with my mind to figure things out and put mental, emotional, as well as physical together, because it's a giant puzzle when you're working with people. You're looking at every aspect and figuring it out. So it's super creative, and it's fun, and I like hard puzzles, so it's really cool.
Yeah.
but then there's this other side that I get that same kind of enjoyment from doing just more like art or craft. And, you know, I have a whole past where that's what I did for a living. And
Okay.
part of me is just like, oh, there's so much less stress. People's lives aren't in my hands and this isn't happening. And there's not the legalities and the, you know, it's like, oh, this is so much nicer in some ways.
Yeah.
But when I start doing something like that, then I'll get like people contacting me for something really amazing in the health and wellness field. So I'm like, oh, so it's kind of like you get these mixed signals from the universe or God or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, got you. But are those the energy I'm getting right now is 7 of Cups. And what I'm hearing, Rose is nodding her head. You get that, right?
Yeah.
Like because and the thing that's also coming up for me, Susan, is you sound like you've not really made a decision. I'm wondering why.
I think, I mean, a lot of times it's coming down to two things when I'm doing my inner work. It's coming down to one, almost like a fear of success and putting myself out there. And with that comes almost like a safety type issue.
Being exposed, not imposter syndrome.
Yeah, it's not imposter syndrome anymore. I definitely have worked through that. It's it's definitely more of like it'd be better to talk about the other call on the other call where it's not published.
Gotcha. Yeah.
There's a lot of legal things sending nasty letters and threatening my license and stuff with because of what's going on in the world today with any holistic stuff. The federal government has blocking, banning, and taking anything down. If you just say like, oh, lemon tea boosts your immune system, you'll get threatened. So
Amazing.
that's
Amazing.
talk about it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And that is really too bad. Yeah, it makes sense what you're saying, Susan, and I understand, and we can certainly do that on our private in privacy. It makes perfectly good sense. The message I'm going to leave you with is about the thing that I want to leave you with is how can you get more aligned with not your own will, but the will of the highest aspect of yourself, like your monadic blueprint, like that aspect of you that is the high, like your true God self, and whatever the will is there. How do you find out what that is? Because once you find out what that one says, like, okay, what do you want? Then you can make a really good decision and say, yeah, I'm going to do that in this lifetime, or no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. All right. Cool. Very good. All right. Hey, Christina. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. So we're making a little list. We're thinking about what it is we want to work on today because we have a shortened amount of time. So we're just going to kind of talk about stuff and then move on. What do you need for us to work on today? Anything in particular you want to look at, you want to talk about?
No, you can just pull, if you just want to pull a card for me. What does spirit, what are the guides, what is the team, what does it have for me today?
Okay, we're not going to really be doing a lot of tarot card pulling like that today, unless because remember we've shifted now. We're doing heart-centered entrepreneur stuff, right?
Yes.
I know, right? So it's a change. And by the way, I'm glad you made it because I didn't post the update. I didn't like warn anybody that, like, hey, we've got a new link that we're going to be using.
Oh yeah,
Figured it out.
it took me a minute to get here because all the other links weren't working.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry. All right, so think about what it is you need help with, and let's do practical, heart-centered entrepreneurial kind of like step-by-step things that we can break down into smaller pieces or whatever we need to do.
Oh, okay. I have something.
Mm,
So when you're hiring a new person, because I put up 2 ads
mm-hmm,
and now I have all these applicants coming in, and I'm great at doing this for other people, but
mm,
now it's like the first person that I'm hiring for my business. I'm trying not to overthink it and,
mm-hmm,
still apply the same practical things. But when you were hiring your assistant, like for the first time, any
mm-hmm.
you know, good advice to like keep it simple, but make sure you're really honing in to that right person?
Okay, got it. Cool. Let's talk about it. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna go. So what we have on the agenda, Rose, I haven't heard from you to find out what it is you want to work with. I know you introduced priorities, but I'm not sure if that's what you want to talk about today.
It is. Yeah, it's, I guess as I told you earlier, I tend to get involved in many, many, many different things, but then I don't have the bandwidth to go through with all of them. And then I'm just like, I have too many things and I'm juggling 20 different balls in the air. And how do I decide what is most important? Because my brain says everything is the most important thing.
That's right. Excellent. Very good. You got it. So here's what I'm thinking. This is what I'm getting for everyone on the call. Cora's priorities, Rose's priorities. And I'm also thinking ultimately for Susan, it's going to also be about priorities. And I'm going to throw out there the monadic blueprint becomes the priority, right? And then for Christina, the thing that I would recommend for you with hiring someone is that you will have to know what your priorities are, right? So that's going to be number one thing is understanding what your priorities are. So what I want everyone to do right now is to brainstorm what their priorities are. I want you to write down, no, not what your priorities are. I want you all to write down everything that you want done, everything that like needs to be done. Like Rose has all these different things she's got going. Write them all down. Cora's got her ideas, write them all down. Susan, you need to close your eyes and ask your your monad to tell you what the priorities are. So you're going to be more in listening receptive mode. And Christina needs to write down all the things what's most important for you when it comes to that employee, right? Are you doing a virtual assistant or a personal assistant or like live person or someone across the world?
It's remote, but it's a live person.
Yeah, yeah, okay. And so face-to-face meetings or anything like that?
Potentially, I have it so it's local, but they're still going to work remote. So if I need to meet up with them, I could, but
Okay, got
not
you.
a requirement right now.
All right, cool. So just things that are really important to you, Christina, as in reference to this. All right, so you all, I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. So nice, fast brainstorm. All right, ladies. Oh, you you guys are long finished. Everybody was long finished. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so let's get these priorities straight. um, the thing that I understand about priorities is that there's a difference between what is important and what is urgent. So look at your list and let's see what's urgent. I'm sorry, how many priorities can you guys show me by showing me your fingers? How many priorities do you have? Like how many things do you have on your list? 10, 15, 15, 10, 20, 21. Holy shit. Susan. 5. And yours all come from your higher self, right?
That meditation was good. Actually, all of a sudden something clicked. So good.
Oh, good. And see, I like this nice low number, like there's 5 things I'm working on. That's it. That's good.
Kind of big.
Yeah, that's all right though, because I know that within those 5 things, you're going to be, 25 things that you needed. But then the key though is for you to go to your monad. For these guys, it's also going to be the same thing, but in a different way. Christina, on a show of hands, show of fingers, how many how many things did you write down? 9? She's so funny. Okay, good. Very good. All right. So, okay. So the thing that we want to do now is we want to see if there's anything on the list that's urgent. And when I say urgent, it means that we want to find things that make you feel like a sense of dread, or like if I don't get this done, it feels like I'm going to die. All right. We want to acknowledge that feeling, even if there's a part of you that says, well, this is irrational. That's not how you're experiencing it. So what we want to do is just note it so that we can give it what it needs. Susan, you've gotten yours done. Unmute yourself.
Okay. Kind of. I was
Yeah,
kind of.
is there something that feels like super urgent to you in your list?
Yes, there's one thing that's super urgent. So I definitely have that, like the urgent, and then the next one, it's urgent because it's happening and I've agreed to it. So it's like, so
You agreed to it with your soul?
no, with a lawyer.
Yes. So yes, you've agreed to it with the law, huh? Okay, no, good. I hear you. Okay. Next thing. Rose, have you gotten your urgent ones noted?
Yes.
Cora, have you gotten your urgent ones noted? Okay, and what about you, Christina? You have any urgent things on there? Okay. What I want you to do right now with those urgent things is I want you to call on your spirit guides to put these things in proper perspective. Okay. And number one, anything that is truly urgent needs to be handled, and anything that is not truly urgent needs to be put in proper perspective. All right. So is there anything that's there that needs to be put in proper perspective? Can you all check your lists and see, just in case?
The only reason it's not in, I think for me, the thing that's urgent is finishing some work for a client.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the reasons I'm dreading it is because I undercharged for it. And
Yep, that'll
I,
do
I
it.
I wanted to, she's somebody who's worked with me for years, and
Yes.
she's not really on brand with the new clientele that I'm trying to reach out to.
Sure.
But she really loves my work and really, always wants to work with me on her stuff. And so I undercharged for it, and now I'm just like, I just want to be done with this so I can move on. And
Hmm.
it just needs to be done. And I just keep
Yeah.
dreading doing it.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. What Christina's talking about is this, what is it when you do something and you, uh, it's regrettable. I kind of regret this, but you have to do it anyway because you don't have to do it. Okay. You can very easily not do it, but you want to do it because you want to maintain the relationship. You want to be kind. You want to do all these things that feel right. First thing to do is to check that. Are you sure that this is the right thing to do? Just because you've made a commitment does not mean it's the right thing to do. So the answer needs to come from your soul. If your soul says, yeah, you need to do this because, this is about commitment and that's the lesson to be learned here, fine, then you do it. But if your soul says, no, this is about understanding how to very gently learn how to lay down, give people back what's theirs, or, helping people find other resources or things like this, then that might be the opportunity. So I want you to at least make a decision, having gotten really clear from your soul first, and then going forward, Christina. Does that make sense? Okay, so talk to your soul. Susan, where are you with the urgency? Is that an urgent thing or is that being put into a different perspective?
Um, well, I mean, the one that I've committed to, like kind of not lawyer, but you signed an agreement and there is a lawyer, but is a book. I'm co-authoring a book. So that one is not urgent because that's what I said. It's kind of there.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting a chapter each week. I'm doing different, I'm working because I'm co-authoring. So it's kind of one of those things, it's an ongoing, but it takes priority, but it's not, I mean, it's urgent because there's deadlines. Every week we have a deadline, but so that's kind of like a weird thing. But the other
Okay.
one is a launch. And so that's urgent. And I've
Okay.
already put out there that I'm launching. So
That is an urgent. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So your job right now is to talk to your higher self and tell your higher self in the way that feels respectful and loving to you, um, okay, I put this in your hands. Let's see what you want to what are you going to do to get this done, right? Because basically your higher self is you, and you're basically saying, hey, me,
mhm,
okay, I know that you have the big picture, you have the broad picture, you have the unlimited pocketbook, and you have the lightning fast communication, right?
mhm,
So what you're doing is basically giving your true self responsibility for the manifestation of the task that
right.
you're offering, right? So I need you to formally do that. And then I need you to release it to them, to you,
Mhm,
so that you can actually do your work and the human part of you won't step in and get in the way. Okay. All right, so that's what you be working on.
mhm, thank you.
Rose.
Um, lol, me with my my five most important things. One of them is actually the most important thing, and weirdly enough, with this list, I actually kind of made it in order of priority. So the most important
Okay.
thing for me is I have to get an audition tape in by this Friday at 5 p.m. And I just have to do it. And I
Hmm.
will do it because it's something I have to do.
Okay.
Um, some of the other things, so there's a conference going on for people in my field right now, and I have made it a priority to attend that because it's important to engage with the community at this time.
Yeah.
So
Really
That's
important. Hmm.
really, really important. Another one is there's an anti-racism workshop happening online that I want to complete. I think that's a really important priority. And
Hmm.
then figuring out health insurance is another one as well. And then responding, basically responding to a good friend of mine who sent me a message last week that I've been procrastinating on. So those 5 things, but the audition tape,
Is
because
number one.
it's number one. I have to get it
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Good. Um, Airtable. All right. So whenever you all feel a little stuck with something, I'm going to suggest that you put it on a spreadsheet. If you're like me with a Virgo moon and an Aquarius sun, like you need your shit organized and I can't move forward without having stuff written down. So slap it into an Airtable, slap it into a spreadsheet. And I don't know about you, but when I write down my priorities, I feel better instantly. Like, right? Blockages fall away, clarity comes just by the very act of writing it down. So, um, put it in a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet gives you a visual representation to be able to move things around. Color code your spreadsheets, color code your databases, and make it visually stimulating. Put emojis in. Airtable lets you add attachments easily. Put attachments in photos that inspire you to get things done so that you're just breaking things down. I've got Airtables for my food. I've got Airtables for my hair care. I've got Airtables for, my running. Everything gets a table because it's otherwise too overwhelming. I will do something like the act of writing things down and putting it into my life, putting things on my calendar, actually tells me that it's already done. When I write down in my calendar, one of my students, I was sharing my calendar. I wasn't trying to, but it was just open. And she's like, Crystalline, you write everything in your calendar. You put in like, have lunch, go run, walk the dog. And I'm like, yeah, because when I put it there, it's already done. Right. So that's an energetic um, response that just tells your system that the dog is already walked. Now you just have to let it unfold through your physical self, which is why I want Susan to have this conversation. Susan already understands this stuff with her higher self, but I want you all to understand that this is how it works. When you write down your priorities, you're imprinting that those things are getting done in the universe. When you put them in priority, you say, this is number one, you should say, this is number one and it's done. This is number two and it's done. You see, that way you're just, life becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, like, okay, these things are done, the recording is already done. Okay, now this, I think there was one more thing I wanted to tell you. Right, so set up your Airtable and don't be afraid to take time to plan. Very often we think, I need to get this done, I don't need to plan it, I just need to do it. But actually, that's not the way the universe works, because the universe responds to what is full, rich, and ripe. Okay. So when you say, I want to make this recording, and you feel apprehension, okay, there's a little bit of resistance. What you do then is you go to your Airtable and you say, okay, these are the steps I need to make in order to make this recording. You write those steps down. Your system is, it's imprinted in your system, then the blockages can be more easily removed so that you can go forward. Also, when you're writing down the steps, you see where your issue is. If the first step is, okay, choose a piece of music, and you're like, oh, fuck, I can't fucking know. I don't know what to choose. I have no idea of what to choose. That tells you right there that the reason why you haven't gotten the thing done is because the very first step you need, you can't get past that. So what you do is you write down those steps and you see where you have resistance along the way. These are the steps of, for me, this is heart-centered entrepreneur stuff. You create in the subtle, ethereal realms, and then you allow the manifestation to come through you. This is also very feminine. This is a feminine way to create. Okay. All right. Very good. Any questions on that? No, we're ready for Ms. Cora. How are you doing with your urgency thing? What's your do you have any urgents, Cora?
Well, I've kind of find myself maybe doing a little bit of a 360 because, in order for me to actually start getting first of all, I don't have a proper farm that people would be able to come to right now. So,
Okay.
that's something, but that's not really the issue for me. The issue is more of trying to get the animals to other places, and the most urgent thing with that is calling animal welfare so they can come out here and do a check and make sure I'm doing everything right.
Right.
And here's the thing, I find myself falling, the 360 is that money. Because once I do that, then I've got to have the money for, my business license, my permits I need for the animals, and my insurance for the animals.
Have you written, how much do you need for all that?
It would be about 1,500. And I actually, in the fall, and this is my plan right now, is that as long, fingers crossed, I get this one class in the fall that I get every fall, that will be the money to pay for it. But that won't be until December that I'll actually have that paycheck. And like I said, and it's only, it's knock on wood, as long as enough students enroll so that I actually do get that paycheck. You understand what I'm saying?
What I hear you saying is that all you're relying on luck and conditional situations. So we're going to we're going to give you one priority. You got one priority, Cora.
Okay.
That priority is to turn all that shit over to God. Because everything that you're saying is make believe. Your farm is not dependent on whether some asshole, sorry, and an admin or in bureaucracy is going to give you a class or not. There's no way you are subject to that. There's no way. You would never put your life in the hands of stupidity. Sorry, but I'm just saying that people who sit in offices, most people who are making these decisions are not qualified to make decisions. They don't have the big picture. They're making their decisions from an office, right? So so you're not going to do that. Your true priority is always to be in touch with God, to understand that God is the one who wants you to have this. And it's not about trying to make it as hard or by the rules as possible, right? It's really about you being a master manifester, and whatever you decide within yourself is what comes to be. So your first priority, and I want you doing this several times a day, set an alarm, okay? I've got alarms set on my phone, on my watch. Every hour, every 45 minutes, I tune in to God and I remind myself of what's important and what's true. And my prayers are that, and this is literally what my prayers are. God, I'm experiencing 3D life right now and I'm in the illusion, right? But I know this is not real. So I need you to guide me, right? Everything shifts when you do that. When you're feeling strong, you say, God, I feel strong. I feel good. I'm doing this. I'm rocking. Boom, boom, boom. I'm good, right? Let that be. But when things feel bad, that's when you use the other prayer, which is I'm in the 3D, I'm feeling trapped. But you need to go back and you say, God, how do you want this to happen? Here's how I would love it to happen. I would love to have a source of income that I didn't see before. I'm willing to see it now. Easy money for me. Like, coming through. I'm not going to be mad at the government if they're wanting people to invest in business, and I'm an investor with a business, and I'm going to, apply for whatever. Go for it. Okay. The key is for you to understand that there are no 3Ds that should impose their conditions on you. The only conditions are in your mind, and you break free of those. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Yes.
Okay. All right, good. Now for home fund, because I've got to go. Everybody should get their priorities really, really straight. All right. I think, Rose, you're probably already on. You said your list has fallen into place. Cora, you need to make sure that your list is thorough. I'd like to see you start using Airtable if you can. I'd love to see you. All you'd need is a simple table. Set up all your priorities and then put numbers by them. And then what you're going to do is take each priority and break it down into smaller steps. Okay. Sounds like you're already doing that. You already know how much money you need. You already know what people you need to call. Okay. I'm saying put it out there in a visual form that feels organized and where you can start to see it visually. That's going to help imprint and loosen up different parts of your brain so that you can let in more resources, more knowledge. Okay.
I like it.
All right. And Christina, the thing that I want to basically leave you with is that you have one priority. You need to decide what that is. But what I think it is that you feel secure and safe and supported by your staff member, right? So if that is your priority, my suggestion is to make sure that the application or the interviewing process has a bunch of questions about how they support, how they handle taking directions. You need to know what makes you feel supported, but you need to be able to make sure that the person you hire can do that. My personal assistant is awesome. She doesn't know anything about my industry, but she makes me feel supported. Always I feel supported, and that is more important to me than her skill set. Yes, she's got great skills, but she also can deal with the way I speak. She doesn't cringe just because I speak sharply or I speak rapidly, or when I'm frustrated, I'm all in a tizzy. She doesn't freak out over that, right? So that to me is a priority. Okay, so make sure you know what your priorities are, and when you're doing those interviews, make sure you let everybody know. Okay, hey, this is how it's going to be. Are you okay with that? And break it down, make sure they hear you, and and then you're okay. All right. Coolio. All right, ladies, I hate to be signing off. I'd love to spend an hour and a half to 2 hours with you all. I love it. I love it. Love it. All right. But we'll do that next week. We'll be meeting on this Zoom session. Okay. So I'll see y'all then. All right. Bye,
Thank you so
everybody.
much. Bye. Have a wonderful
Bye.
day.
Bye.